it's Jessie V. And yes, I am wearing my V-team beanie today. I don't think I really suit beanies that much, but I thought I'd just wear it for this video anyways, because it represents my V-team and I love you guys. If you guys want a V-team beanie, I do have a link to it in the description. It's on my merch website. Yeah, there's tons. There's actually some in gray too. I like gray. Okay, so this V-time takes place when my sister and I were little kids. Now, I've gotta say, as much as I love my sister, she was just a bit of a troublemaker when we were kids. And just to give you guys a bit of an idea, I'm gonna tell you a few of the things that she did. She definitely caused major trouble. And Mandy, if you are watching this, please don't kill me. It's all for the V-time, okay? Do it for the V-time. She is totally gonna kill me later. She is totally gonna kill me later. So this one time, my parents put Mandy in her crib for her nap, and somehow she was able to reach out of her crib and all the way to her night table, which I mean was pretty far from her crib. She must have had like elastic arms or something. That reminds me of like Elastic Girl from Incredibles. That was such a good movie. But yeah, she stretched her arm all the way out of her crib and grabbed her lamp and then pulled it into her crib. And her lamp was pretty large. It was like one of those normal lamps beside your bed. She just pulled it into her crib, put it under her covers, and slept with it like a teddy bear. So when my parents came into her room to get her from her nap, all they saw was this little girl sleeping in the crib with a massive lamp in there with her. They were completely shocked. I mean, that's probably sort of dangerous for a little child, right? Okay, so next story. When she was a bit older, she did not need her crib anymore. So she had like a normal little kid bed. And my parents always had to put like a gate in front of her door at night because when my parents went to bed, she liked to run around the house and destroy things. So after a while, my parents got her a gate. So when they put her to bed, they would just close the gate in front of her door so she couldn't get out and get hurt or just, you know, ruin things. So this one particular night, my parents put my sister to bed and she decided to get revenge on my parents for putting a gate in front of her door. She was just very angry, so she took some markers that were on her craft table and she proceeded to draw a huge abstract art piece on her white wall. She was basically Picasso in that moment, a very angry Picasso getting revenge with markers. So when my parents came into her bedroom the next morning, they almost fainted. And let's just say that wasn't the only time that she did that. My dad definitely had to paint her wall white a couple times. And after a while, my dad just got like so annoyed with having to paint the wall over and over again that they bought these massive like Winnie the Pooh stickers that they would place on the wall where she was putting the marker. So her wall was just covered in Winnie the Pooh stickers. It actually looked pretty nice. It looked like wallpaper. But then she started drawing like mustaches on Winnie the Pooh. And yeah, she just liked to vandalize her wall. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you one more little story before I get into the house flooding. When my sister and I were super little, my parents used to put us in the same bath for bath time. We even had these like bath toys to play with, which were so much fun. We had these little cups that we would fill up with water and then pour over each other's heads. We were even allowed to bring our Barbies into the bathtub, which was just amazing. My parents were da bomb diggity. I don't even know. I mean, the bathtub was like Wild Water Kingdom for the Barbies. It was like a super crazy beach resort. But anyways, this one time during our bath, my sister thought it would be super funny to just poop in the bathtub while I was sitting right beside her. I remember the exact moment it happened. There was like a few bubbles that rose to the top of the bathtub and there was this little noise. The little noise of the poop coming out. And I look over at her and she just giggles. She finds it just super hilarious. And I was like, you did not just do that. But I mean, gosh, she was so little, guys. She was so little that she did not realize that that was completely inappropriate. I think I was 5 and she was like 2. So a 2-year-old does not think rationally. The bathtub was like a giant toilet to her. So I called my mom and she ran into the bathroom and completely freaked out. And let me just say that I never took a bath with my sister ever again. But anyways, let's get into the main story. The house flooding took place on a weekend. My sister and I were getting ready to go to my grandparents' house like we usually did. And I guess she thought that that would be the perfect time to do something evil.
Let me find another way to ruin our house.
So she went into the washroom and put a plug into the sink and then turned the tap on. She stood there and watched the water fill up in the sink and start to pour out over the counters. And then she left the washroom and closed the door with the tap still on. And then she just walked downstairs casually, put her coat on, put her shoes on, and we went out to the car to go to my grandparents' house. She just did not care that she left the tap on. This was probably a giant experiment experiment to her.
How long before my parents find out? How long before they realize what I did? How long before our house turns into the ocean?
Well, our parents drove us to our grandparents' house, and it took about an hour for them to get back home. And let's just say the minute they walked into the door, they saw the damage. The water did some serious destruction, that's for sure. Not only was our upstairs washroom a giant pool, like they opened the door to the washroom and a giant wave came out, but the water had leaked from the top floor to the bottom floor and then into the basement. Our house looked like a water park. It was like sprinklers were everywhere. Water was just falling from everywhere. It was like indoor raining. And the basement was actually the most flooded out of all of the floors for some reason. Yeah, my parents flipped out. They flipped out. There was water everywhere. They were literally walking through water to get around. It was not a pretty sight at all, and it took a very long time to clean up. We had to replace many things as well. But yeah, just so you know guys, my parents and I look back at this memory and just laugh. We're not mad at my sister anymore. She was like super little. So yeah, it's funny to us. And plus, my sister doesn't even remember doing this as an adult now, so I probably embarrassed her a little bit in this video, but I love her to death and she knows that I mean this in a fun way. You're honestly the best, Mandy, and let's be real, you gave us the best memories to look back on. You made our childhood interesting and adventurous, so thank you. But yeah, I thought you guys would really enjoy this veetime. As usual, my social media information is below, along with my vlog channel and my P.O. Box information, so check that out. And until next time, guys, bye!